Members, we are back in session. At 11 o'clock, 1 minute from now, the Budget Conference Committee will be meeting in room 4202. Budget conferees, you'll be meeting momentarily in room 4202. Members, we are moving to the file. Business on the daily file, second reading. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2016, 2077, 2444, 2530, 2729, 2757, 1872, and 2534.
All bills will be deemed read and amendments deemed adopted. Members, we are going to work some of the 54-vote bills at the top of the file. Members, if we could have your attention. We have a universe of 112 bills to work today. So let's get to work. We are starting with Mr. Lowe, 54-vote bills. This is file item 114, AB 1751. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1751 by Assemblymember Lowe and others, enact relating to secondhand goods, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Mr. Lowe, you may open.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker and members, for allowing me to present AB 1751, which will address the current problems arising from the California Department of Justice implementation of the California Automated Pawn and Second-Hand Dealers System. As of right now, there is a pending lawsuit between the AG and the pawnbrokers, and after months of negotiations, the amendments were taken in the Appropriations Committee to reflect the deal that the pawnbrokers and DOJ have agreed to. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Lowe. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll, tally the vote. Ayes 59, no 0 on the urgency. Ayes 59, no 0 on the bill. Members, we are going to take up AB 1872 without reference to file by Mr. Gray. The clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1872 by Assemblymember Gray, enacting to public safety, making appropriation therefore.
Mr. Gray.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, AB 1872 appropriates $1.3 million to the University of California at Merced to purchase public safety equipment. During the initial growth of UC Merced campus, some areas related to safety were under-resourced and do not presently have the safety equipment of other UC campuses. Following the knife attack last year, which resulted in the stabbing of multiple individuals on campus, the Assistant Vice Chancellor for Campus and Public Safety conducted a review of the safety equipment available to police and fire during and after an emergency situation or major event. After consultation with other UC chiefs of police and first responder partners, a list of equipment was developed which would benefit not only the UC Merced campus, but also the larger Merced City and County region. Members, this is a good bill. I would appreciate your support today.
Thank you, Mr. Gray. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. 54-vote bill. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Yes, Mr. Gray.
A call?
Mr. Gray moves a call. Members, we are looking at 54 vote bills. We are going to move to file item 41, AB 1904. Mr. Wilk, clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 1904 by Assemblymember Wilk, an act relating to hazardous materials, declaring the urgency thereof to take effect immediately.
Mr. Wilk, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. By now, you're all aware of the gas leak that happened at Aliso Canyon gas storage facility, which happens in my district. While a lot of the press had to deal with the rise of the methane gas and how it affects global warming, on the ground, the real effects were the compounds that is in the gas, and 22,000 residents had to be relocated out of their neighborhoods because of it. One of those compounds is the odorant that is used to allow people to detect gas. All this bill does is directs the Office of Environmental Health Hazard Assessment to conduct a report assessing any potential dangers of the odorants that are currently in use and identifying any potential alternatives. Amendments and appropriations delayed the due date of the report to allow OEHHA adequate time to complete the project. I respectfully ask for an aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Wilk. Seeing no discussion or debate on this item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. 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 Mr. Wilk moves a call. Members, we notice the presence of a former member of the Assembly. Joined us on the floor today. Former Assembly member Bill Berryhill has joined us today. Good to see you, sir. Members, we are going to now take up some of the WARF items eligible to be taken up. Starting with file item number 1. Pardon me. This is without reference to file. AB 2016 by Mr. Alejo. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2016 by Assemblymember Alejo and others, enacting relating to pupil instruction.
Mr. Alejo, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. Today I rise to present AB 2016, which will require the Instructional Quality Commission to develop an ethnic studies model curriculum that could be offered to California school districts and charter schools to students grade 9 through 12 as an elective course for social sciences or English language arts. Although the IQC has taken the lead to create a framework in response to the demand for ethnic studies in our schools, it does not go far enough. AB 2016 will give school districts and charter schools a comprehensive ethnic studies course that is available to use if they wish as an elective to all their students. Further, the bill acknowledges the diversity of California as exemplified through our school districts. The model curriculum would be developed to provide school districts and charter schools the flexibility to develop an ethnic studies course that reflects the demographics of their students and their surrounding communities. I respectfully ask for an aye vote on this important bill.
Mr. David Chu.
Thank you. I rise in support of this bill as well. Ethnic studies, which in part got its start at San Francisco State, over the years has shown to have tremendous impact on education. There's a recent study from Stanford University that showed that struggling high school students in our unified school district improved their overall academic performance after taking ethnic study courses offered at their high school. This is a bill that will help to close the achievement gap with this curriculum, as well as better prepare our young people to be ready to go to college. And with that, I rise in support.
Mr. Holden, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I also rise in support, and I'd like to thank the author for bringing this important piece of legislation forward. We are fortunate to live in the most diverse state in the nation. That diversity is what makes us strong. This bill will cultivate a generation of young people accepting and proud of our diversity by teaching ethnic studies in public high school. Let California be the leaders. Let's embrace our diversity and learn more about each other's history. I'm proud to co-author this important bill that will dramatically expand students' worldview and create a more accepting generation of Americans. I urge your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Holden. Dr. Weber, you are recognized.
Yes, Mr. Speaker and members, I too rise in support of AB 2016. I want to thank my colleague from Watsonville for bringing this very important bill forward. As most of you know, I spent 40 years at San Diego State University as one of the founders of Africana Studies and one of the persons who helped develop Chicano Studies, Women's Studies, and Native American Studies. And one of the things that is so extremely important in this whole issue is that we are finally moving to an era where we are actually beginning to study each other. Some of you may remember my comments on the floor during Black History Month, that I was looking forward to an era when we wouldn't need a Black History Month, a Chicano History Month, a Native American Month, or any other month, because our curriculum was so solid that we were basically truly talking about American history and basically incorporating all of the history inside of one study of history. We're slowly moving in that direction. And when we do, we will find that our population of individuals are much more supportive and tolerant of each other, that we will learn from the histories of each other, the values and the culture and the things that are really important in California and around the nation. And so this is a step forward to talk about the fact that we want a complete history of California, a complete history of the United States. And moving in this direction prepares us at least to provide the information that will then be utilized by young people throughout their lives. And it is a true step forward, not only for students of color, but for all students to truly understand the people they live with, the country in which they live in, and those who've made contributions. So I respectfully ask for your aye vote for AB 2016, and I thank my colleague from Watsonville.
Mr. Medina, you are recognized.
I rise as a former ethnic studies and Chicano studies teacher at Poly High School. Standing with my colleague from San Diego, also as a U.S. history teacher, that if all of that was included, all the history was included in the curriculum, there wouldn't be a need. But as a former U.S. history teacher, I know that there are gaps in the history that we teach in our public schools. As I walk my community, my students thank me. Thank me for the class that I taught at Poly High School of Ethnic Studies and Chicano Studies, because they grew in that class. They learned about their own history. So I rise asking the members to vote yes on AB 216.
Thank you, Mr. Medina. Ms. Brown, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise as a person who, for almost 20 years, have taken educators on a trip, an educational tour on the Underground Railroad. What we found is educators of all races benefit from the information, and when they come back, they're able to teach their children and their students in a much better and informed way. This is a good bill, and I am supporting it. I ask everyone to join me.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. Mr. Ashajian, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in strong support of AB 2016. This would require the Instructional Quality Commission to develop curriculum in ethnic studies for high school students, giving our young people the opportunity to study a subject that better reflects the diverse population of California will ensure better success in schools and more well-rounded students. Thank you.
All discussion having ceased on the item, Mr. Alejo, you may close if you wish.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to thank all my colleagues for speaking in support of this bill. But I think we've done this the right way in California. This bill is jointly authored by leaders in the Black, the API, the Latino caucus, but it's also bipartisan. And I want to thank my colleague from San Luis Obispo who joined us in this bill to show that in California we can make an issue of multicultural curriculum and ethnic studies a bipartisan issue that we could support across the aisle. And this is truly about preparing our students for jobs of the 21st century, preparing our students for jobs in a global economy, to know their own histories, but know the histories and the cultures of the people that make up this great Golden State. But it's also backed by research. There was a recent study done by Stanford University that shows that when students take ethnic studies courses, their attendance goes up, their educational outcomes are improved. There's positive outcomes for our young people when they take these types of courses. So I want to keep leading this effort till hopefully we make California the state that not only has a curriculum, but will make these types of courses standard in every public high school across the state of California. With that, I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Alejo. With that, the clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 51, noes 1. The measure passes. Without reference to file, AB 2077. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2077 by Assemblymember Burke and others, enacting to public health.
Ms. Burke, you may open.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. AB 2077 ensures that Californians transitioning between Medi-Cal and Covered California retain coverage between plans. We've made a lot of progress in providing affordable health care with more Californians eligible for coverage. And with that, we're seeing more transitioning between Covered California and Medi-Cal coverage as their income fluctuates. Although current law promises transition between Medi-Cal and Covered California without a break in coverage, consumers are having difficulty keeping coverage when their eligibility changes. AB 2077 eases the transition between plans for those moving from Covered California plans to Medi-Cal and vice versa. By providing a coverage bridge for Californians transitioning between plans, we can make sure that no one falls through a coverage gap. I respectfully request an aye vote.
Thank you, Ms. Burke. Seeing no discussion or debate on the item, clerk will open the roll. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote or desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. Clerk will close the roll. Tally the vote. Ayes 62, no 0. The measure passes. Without reference to file, AB 2729 by Mr. Williams. Clerk will read.
Assembly Bill 2729 by Assemblymember Williams and others, enacting to oil and gas, making appropriation therefore.
Mr. Williams.
Mr. Speaker, members, good morning. This bill is sponsored by the Department of Conservation to deal with the problem of idle wells. California has approximately 20,000 idle oil and gas wells that have been idle, not in operation, for over 5 years. My district has over 1,300 of these. Of the 20,000 idle wells in California, half of them have been idle for more than 10 years. Nearly 25% have been idle for 25 years or more. These wells often then become orphan wells, and then we have to pick up the tab for properly abandoning them. The state is responsible for plugging and abandoning orphan wells, and we should not promote policies that allow idle wells to go from idle to orphan. Dogger staff in the LA region has identified over 50 idle wells, also with leaks that pose a risk to underground sources of drinking water. This bill addresses the problems caused by idle wells by requiring Dogger to improve its testing regulation to protect groundwater and public health from the risk of unsafe idle wells. It also reduces the chance the state will be on the hook for properly abandoning idle wells through improved blanket bonds and a modest increase in idle well fees. Finally, this bill creates an option for operators to avoid fees if they reduce their stock of idle wells. The administration and I have worked with the opposition. WISPA, CMTA, and the Chamber are now neutral on the bill. I've committed to take amendments in the Senate to increase the number of wells an operator must have to qualify for a $3 million blanket bond to 10,000 wells, and to increase the number of idle wells an operator must have to 1,250 wells to be required to abandon 6% of their long-term idle wells in their idle well management plans. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have and respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. Mr. Thurman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker and members. I rise in support of AB 2729. As you heard, there are some 20,000 idle wells that have been out of use and out of operation for many, many years, in some cases decades. These often leak into our groundwater. For those reasons, this is an obvious great public safety opportunity. I want to thank my colleague from Santa Barbara for his great leadership here in working to help take amendments that removed opposition from the industry. I respectfully ask for your aye vote.
Ms. Grove, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I want to thank the author for taking the amendments that were necessary to exclude some smaller well operators that are in this state, specifically because 75% of the crude that's produced in this state is from my district. I do want to correct a statement that was brought up just recently by my colleague from the Berkeley area. And these idle wells, or these wells, they are capped off, they are cemented, they are secure, they are approved by a state agency, they are not in any way leaking into anything, because they are approved, capped off idle wells. And so I would like to make sure that that's corrected. But the bottom line is that I appreciate my colleague from San Luis Obispo making sure that he addressed these multi-million-dollar bonds and other things that are required by this industry's cooperation for this bill. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Grove. All debate having ceased, Mr. Williams, you may close if you wish.
I ask for your aye vote.
Clerk will open the roll. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. All members vote who desire to vote. The clerk will close the roll. Tie the vote. Ayes 54, no 7. The measure passes.